here. Oh my god. I'm here. I've made it. I apologize for being late. These things, my friends. I do live. It's a shock. I know. I was meant to be here at 8. If you need an explanation of how my week has gone, I was meant to be here at 8. Let me turn this down a bit. That's how this week has gone, basically. You know. You pulled a Hefrak. Nice, Tyler. Nice. It's actually crazy, right? I have been so distracted. Everyone's been like, oh, the champion chase is really good. I was like, I have no idea. I've not logged into this. I've barely done anything. I blasted a bit of Spider this morning. That is about all I've done. And I'm like, oh, it's actually 1550. The cat's here. She's not happy with me at the moment, I'll be honest. I was meant to go get the equivalent of cat cocaine, which is Dreamies. I was meant to go get Dreamies. I kind of ran out of time. So the cat is, she's a bit pissed. I'm not gonna lie. What? What do you want, cat? Oh, she's found a little flying bug. She's happy now. Yeah, because like, I don't know if you caught the video, Thor video. I'm back doing videos. We're back on it, grinding away again. They want you to waste all your sacred shards. If you look at what they've done, they've put ×2 sacred into a summon rush, into a bonus summon rush. You know what they're trying to do. They're trying to drain your sacred shards because the Freya Deck of Fate is coming up. So I was looking at this going, I'm pretty good for my Freya Deck of Fate. I don't really want to pull any of these. So the fact this is only 1550 is great because you can get 250 for free, right? 250 is just waiting to be claimed because we can get enough to get one of these. Because you could do this. If you do the Artifact Enhancement event, there's 50. If you do the Dungeon Divers event, 100. You do the Champion Training event, another. There you go. But even if, oh, it's 350. It's even better, 350. Well done. See, my brain is not with it today. 350. It's even better, guys. What do you want, Cat? Well, the bug was okay. Well, we've got bored chasing something. Now we want back here. So, I probably will not pull a sacred. I'm gonna hold them all because I don't know if I want Freya, but I know I don't not want her. Does that make sense, right? I don't think Freya's like so exciting that you would be like, I can't wait to get her. But I would certainly rather Freya over someone else. Do we know when the Deck of Fate? I can guarantee to you the Deck of Fate will be before the 22nd. The 20th of September. No, 20th of October. What am I doing? October. It will be before the 20th of October. No, honestly, I think it's either going to be, I'm pretty confident it's either going to be the 27th of September or the 1st of October. I think it will be either that they'll do it as a Tuesday event, like a Tuesday event on a Siege weekend. So if we think of where Siege was, we've just had Siege. Next week is CBC, then it's Siege, then it's CBC. So the 1st and the 2nd will be another Siege window. So it's either going to be on the 1st and the 2nd, or it will be on the 27th, I think. That's what I'm guessing, because they're not going to want to leave enough gap. They've set the system up so you have to burn all your sacreds. They're not dumb. No, it won't be on the extra summon rush. It will replace the summoning event in the weekend. That's what it will do. It will replace the summoning event on the weekend, like they've done before. How long have we got live arena? An hour. Plenty of time. Have I even done my dailies today? Sort of. What have we got to do here? We got to fight in tag team arena. That sounds delightfully dull. See, I can get an extra sacred shard here. I'm actually going to get that straight away. So I'm on 11 sacred shards. I think you need about 20 for the deck of fate. So I'm already near enough there. They might do soul pulling as well, but it will. I think it's going to be shards. It's going to be shards. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's going to be shards. Right, let's see if we can improve on our last record. It was pretty bad last time. So. We just had a soul deck. No, did we? Yes, we did. Yeah, we did. We did. We pulled Freya from prison. Nice. I would 100% recommend Odin. I have a video coming out tomorrow that's going to give you all the breakdowns of all the multipliers of all the other Asgardians and stuff. Odin is amazing. It's very good. So yeah. He stole my pony. Terrible person. Stealing my pony. We could go speed. He's gonna ban the Armand, so I can pick whatever I want, really. I think I'll go Wukong for fun. Go Wukong for fun. Yeah, the only thing with the fusion is it is quite extreme. You can't miss anything. It's the only downside with the fusion. You have to do it all. You can't miss it. You can't miss a beat. So got to do every single Dungeon Divers event, every single artifact enhancement event, every single training event. It's a lot. What shards would you say pull for the Thor champion chase? I mean, ancients are the best for champion chase if you can get epics. Shall we just take the Rhodas out? The passive will proc it. Yeah. Yeah, so Thor's A2 is not AoE. There is no AoE component about Thor's A2. Wow, that is a fast Siphi. Well, we're probably done for. I should have just taken the Siphi out. That Enfeeble sucks. So let's just do this. And that. Hey, we almost killed them all. What's Pony got then? Give me a best shot, Pony. What have you got, Pony? Oh, he's buffed up. Oh. Well. Honorable. Give you best shot. Yeah, so literally, Thor's A2 is not AoE at all. Nothing about Thor's A2 is AoE. None of it is. It's all random attacks, which means it's really insane for Hydra. If his A2 was actually AoE, I think he would be quite weak in Hydra. His A2 is what makes him strong in Hydra. Because otherwise his damage is not good compared to other damage dealers. Because he'd be like triple AoE with a weak single A1 compared to other A1s. But the A2 being... the A2 being a situation where it is not AoE means you get the full Hex component. So you're getting 10% Hex, not 2% Hex. And you also don't get the AoE penalty. It's a massive, massive difference. It's a huge difference. Well, to be fair though, Cole, if you read it on paper, it sounds very unreliable, right? It does sound very unreliable in the sense that I really need to find another speed boost or something to deal with this problem. The problem I've got right now is they're going to ban the Shuzhen. And I can't outspeed it. So the only hope I've got is to try and tank the Siegfried because I'm going to get boosted because he's going to ban the Shuzhen. Oh, he banned the Ancora. Interesting. Well, it might be alright now. I doubt it, though. I do have a banner, but it's not strong. How many people? Not many. Not many. I mean, he's not broken. Okay. Well, it was nice knowing you all. Happy days. GG. You can bring all the mythicals you want to the party and nothing can beat a Narcissus. Yeah, they've already said this is bugged. This is why I've been saying a lot lately. I think aura banners are vastly underrated. Because speed is such a dominant thing now in Arena. Like, it's back to what speed meta used to be, where if you go first, you're going to win 9 times out of 10. Okay, boom, boom. What do we got here? I'm gonna lock in my boosters. I mean, Pony's not great. Let's play with a bit of Garl. Gotta ban the Armans. Sorry, I was replying to a message as well. Thoughts on the buffs? Honestly, I feel like the buffs are a bit like Siegfried, where they're buffing things that are not the problem. Oh, this is a bit annoying, isn't it? Do that. Of course I want more. Are you serious? One champion. Well, I can't get one shot at least because I'll come out of polymorph. I'll just leave it in cheap. I'm probably going to get one pump by Wukong. And if I don't get one pump by Wukong, I'm going to get one pump by Rhodas, so... Okay, this is going to go into probably Shuzhen. Yeah. Kill off the Arbiter. Provoke. Yeah, it's over. Anyway. It happens when the polymorph kills you. I lost because of polymorph, basically. That was the reason why I lost. It's a bit rough. Yeah, I feel like why cleanse the sheep? Because he would just Wukong him A2 and I would die. That would be, if I was to do that, basically I would get Wukonged and he's at low health, so I would just be feeding damage to the rest of my team. Whereas at least if he Wukong A2, Garl would come back out and maybe I could get one shot or something. When will the patch come around? Probably next week. I don't know. Their patch window's in a weird spot at the moment. The fusion's like a week behind the patch. It's very difficult to know. But when they do rebalances, that's normally like a week or two before the patch. So, but yeah, with the rebalances, the problem that I have with the rebalances are their changes again to champions that don't materially change the value of the champion beyond just either making them insanely OP or just modifying them in a way that nobody really requires. And that's what I'm a little bit concerned about. Like, Ophidius isn't all of a sudden now a better mythical because you're going to go to his alternate form. It's not moved the dial enough for it to be something that you would want to jump to. And that's kind of like my concern at the moment. I mean, Frolny already hits hard enough. That's the thing. I've been whacked by a number of Frolnys. And I'm worried that they're going to basically give it the they're going to give it the good old Siegfried treatment, and Frolny now is going to like do so much damage. It's a joke. And like I said, I don't think Ophidius's alternate form has now encouraged you to use his alternate form, and they've just made his base form stronger when his base form was already great. I don't think his base form was bad at all. Ophidius's problem has never been his base form. It's been his alternate form just doesn't... You're never incentivized to use it. Wait, am I fighting the same person again? Why am I playing the same person again? Anyway, at least this way I can try and get rid of these. Above. That's great when we don't have our abilities. He's going to kill that. Then he's going to try and kill probably that. That's fine. I'm going to wait. I don't want to get Wukong A2. That's why I'm waiting. See, that's what I was waiting for. Now I can revive. If I do that. Arbiter. Why didn't he cut in? She has enough turn meter. Ah, they're so annoying. Ah! She's like a 400 speed. How has she not got enough turn meter? I should just revive Marius, probably. Slow him down. Right. This ultimate Death Knight is ruining me as well. Let's try this again. Hopefully she's got enough speed this time. Revive. Boost it up. Problem is I can't stop that turn meter, so I'm gonna get just instantly killed again. I will say this till I'm blue in the face. Ultimate Death Knight was the worst addition to Raid Shadow Legends. Literally, I can't do anything because of Ultimate Death Knight just absorbing everything. It's so annoying. Basically dead. Rhodus is just out. I'm gonna A3 me to death. Thanks, Ultimate Death Knight. Ultimate Death Knight is just so frustrating to play. Why didn't I use Arbiter and Leader? Because Shu Zhen has an aura as well. And the reason why I took a third support, because if I don't take the third support, they'll probably, if I took a third damage dealer, they would have just banned all of my supports and then I would have had the other problem the other way. So, it's Stone Skin. There's nothing you can do. It's Stone Skin. Right? The only way you can get rid of that Stone Skin is if I cleanse it all the way and get lucky with some Slayer procs, or I burn it. And I didn't have a burn and I can only just cleanse it. So, it is what it is. Just Ultimate Death Knight is frustrating to play sometimes. Because what I couldn't do is like use my debuffs because all the debuffs were just going into Ultimate Death Knight. He's just a terrible champion because he's just like, it ruins the fun. Yeah, the Stone Skin is a big factor. I won't deny that. Like, Ultimate Death Knight with Stone Skin is the main problem, but... It's just like he just pulls every sort of thing you can do into him. It's just swipe harder right now. Oh, nice, Drayden. Well done. I actually want to just kill... I was hoping I'd kill the alt Yumiko because I didn't want to get locked out. Never mind. I'm gonna get locked out. Oh, well, we resisted one. Block revive! Here it comes. Here it comes. Yay. Oh, we did get a reset. That's helpful. That reset was clutch. Thor will be more consistent. Because Thor won't eat up his lockout as much. He won't eat up his buffs as much. Alright. Oh. Go again. I will keep nuking them until it dies, okay? I will A3 and A3 and I will keep A3ing until I'm blue in the face. Look, we can do it till we're dead. There we go. We won. Like, how many times do I have to A3 with him just to win? How did the siege go? We did win. Yeah, we won. Yeah, we won. Yeah, we won. It was great. Big victory. A2, I know. A2, sorry. A2. It's been a very, very, very long week for me. You would not believe how many the things I've had to do this week. So it's been a long week. Oh, he stole my Narcissus. Okay, well. End up with 4 of them host standing versus 2 of theirs. Oof. I will say, my defense in the strongholds, it held on. We had a very, like, me and Shooter, one of the deputies in the clan, we were duking it out for the #1 defender. I was holding back the forces of darkness. It's great. Because you have no other locker should build a league at full speed. You can do if you want. I can't be bothered to deal with it. Honestly, it's just I can't face Ultimate Death Knight. I know I should probably ban loads of other champions, but I can't. I just can't face Ultimate Death Knight anymore. Yeah, we were literally, weren't we? It's like 10,000 Uruks against us. Yeah, we'll give it a go. Well, you're a sheep. That's even better. I probably shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. If I lose this, it's because I've misplayed every single part of the fight. Because I should have held my A2 for this moment. We can probably do some... we're okay, though. We're going strong enough. She'll revive Sify. And Sify will probably revive... Oh, why did you revive him? That was dumb. I'd have revived Sify. She's gonna die. Anyway. I'd have revived Sify and then hope that Sify could revive some, like, Narcissus and then try to keep it going, but, yeah. Who do you ban? A man's of Ultimate Death Knight. I mean, if I know I can go first, Ultimate Death Knight. Right? Because it's only Ultimate Death Knight will stop me from winning. But yeah. What was my defense team? It's what you see here. Honestly, I think right now, the safest defense team, the hardest defense team to beat, is this. Ancora Narcissus with a very good speed booster like Sify, and then a good 4th. Like Utilities 4th. Because you can't really pick things like Teox because it's so susceptible to lockout. Whereas Ancora Narcissus doesn't really suffer from lockout because she resets him so many times. It's quite easy to do. I was running, I think, this, Shujen, and I think, like, Marius. It just becomes incredibly strong. You just need to start picking defenses on Siege that I think are just universal, that just don't suffer. I'm probably just going to have boosted into Sequin Nuke. He's going to take my Shujen out. We didn't take Shujen. Interesting. Interesting. He took my banner, though. So I'm not going to win the speed race because he's got the banner race. So that will probably be a big difference. Hey, Zap, love your videos. First time catching you live. I have a question. I'm sorry if I didn't answer before, but why don't you have access to the test server? I don't know. I don't know. It's not like Plarium don't know who I am. They've just decided I'm not worthy. Which means I'm not worthy. I'm going to lose this one, by the way. As I said, boost into knockout, into death. The only hope I've got is somehow my reaction keeps me alive. But honestly, I think this is going to be a fail instantly. A3, one shot. Yeah, there you go. See, nothing survives this. Nothing survives it. Yeah, I have no idea, Tadas. But it is what it is, so we have to work around it. We figure it out. Exactly. Well, no, you still... Yeah, that's a pretty good defense, Dandabe. Yes. Yeah, I don't know if you need Arbiter. I would probably prefer something else, like a Harima. Absolutely a Harima instead of Arbiter, because Star Sage and Korra is enough to anchor your team. Like, you don't really need more. Man, I didn't pick our mans. I was an idiot then. What was I doing? Loki is strong to Sequin. I mean, yeah, but I don't really find Loki to be that impactful. Like, I'll pick Loki now, you'll see. He's not that crazy. So, oh, Hegemon. Interesting. Well, we go Mithrala, and we go... Second win condition. It must be Marius. Good old Marius. Because if he has Evil Eye, he can't beat me. Oh, you summoned. Oh, damn. Yeah, like, don't get baited by times 10 events, okay? There's so many champions in the game right now. Times 10 events are dumb. So... What is this team? Took my pony away, it's fine. Okay, so Hegemon's gonna go first. What is he gonna do? Lockout? Fine. How do you resist that? I've probably lost because I probably should have used the A2. I was trying to be smart and I wasn't smart. Yeah, I misplayed that badly. I was trying to be smart and save a cleanse, but I used the wrong cleanse at the wrong time and I lost too much damage from the Hegemon. Pick our mans first. That's what you should do. This. Okay, so they're gonna go bombs. So I need to have this, and I need to have. Fine. Just outspeed them. Yeah, you can actually go quite deep with ×2. Yeah, it's not great. Hey Seth, really nice catching. Looked on your live streams the day after it's out. Yeah, really nice catching you live. Have looked on your live streams the day after because my time zone work with your live schedule. Yeah, I'm actually thinking of modifying my schedule a little bit. I'm actually thinking about moving to Tuesday, Friday instead of Monday, Thursday, just because of my schedule at the moment. It works better for me, and I'm not normally as late as I was today on a Friday. It's just this week has been particularly busy. So it might be that I move to a Tuesday, Friday stream rather than a Monday, Thursday, just to fit my routines a bit better at the moment. I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking about it. So... I mean, doing dungeon dives with champion training is pretty good. I thought... I'm hoping he ate this. This should buff me. I'm hoping this will give me a turn. How did it not give me a turn? I got so much turn meter from 2 buffs from Supersonic. Oh, nice. That's what I was hoping for. Oh, mind you, it's all negative affinity. So this is going to be all about affinity. Oh, man, I got polymorphed. I polymorphed myself. Ugh. This game mode. Commodus bombs is fine. I'm not worried about his bombs. Commodus bombs are a bit weak. But I can cleanse. Revive. Oh, look, we can block revive. Who should we block revive? Let's block revive him. Oh, he got block revive. That's a shame. And let's kill them all. Doing well. We're doing well today. 5-4. One more win for the chest. We've got one key. We have one chest to get with one win. It's all about one. Yeah, I think, obviously without knowing the multipliers, we don't know Mr. Millet, but I don't think the modifications to Ophidius makes his second form any more desirable. At least his first form's getting a little bit buff, but Slayer will not work with Thor's A2. It will with his A3. Oh, by the way, guys, I will now be doing the Slayer video this week or next week because it is locked in. But did you notice they changed the text of Slayer? Did anyone notice this? Did anyone notice? They changed the text with Slayer. Yeah, Thor's passive will because it's AoE. Go have a look at the Slayer text. Go have a look what they changed the text of. Oh. The Shazar's a bit of a weird pick. I'm guessing he's just picked it for aura. Which is a bit of a problem. Let's pick Thrala. Kwanzaa's found it. Yeah. It doesn't repeat the damage anymore. It now deals additional damage. Exactly. They literally were like, we can't make it do what we want, what it says it does, so we'll just change the wording. I was like, all right, fair enough. You know, they gave it 3 attempts. It didn't work. At least now it does what it says on the tin. It didn't do that before. Got some buffs there. Man, that provoke is annoying. It's the only provoke, and it's going to absolutely annoy me. How strong are these bombs? Weaken going on. That sleep is annoying. Not strong enough. That one was, though. But we can revive. For giving me just a... Well, that was a win. There we go. That was the win we needed. Marius carried the day. Narcissus did absolutely nothing. Is it technically a nerf to Slayer? No. No, because it was never repeating. I think what they did was they basically kind of set themselves on a path they would never actually achieve. So the way to look at it is like this. They designed a set and they said, wouldn't it be great if that set repeated the AoE damage? They thought, great. The game designer was like, repeat it. They gave it to a developer. The developer misinterpreted what they mean by repeat. So they've structured it in a way that it doesn't actually... It does repeat the damage. It's just not repeating the last damage hit. It's repeating it at a phase in which not everything has been calculated. So I just need to double check the math before I can say for sure where it's breaking, what does and doesn't cover it. But effectively, it's repeating an aspect of the damage. But because for a player, when you're playing the game, you see it and you go, well, I hit for 20,000. Why didn't it just hit for 20,000? That's repeating the damage. They've had to change the wording because the game designer who probably created the concept is never going to be able to realize that because the developers are going, well, we don't want to do it that way. We've done it this way. This is the way it should work. So what it is doing now is correct in terms of the design of the ability. It is doing additional damage when you AoE. It's not repeating the damage. Repeating says 100%. Additional is dynamic. You could have anything from 2 to 8%, 20%, 50%. Doesn't really matter. If it says additional damage, that's no longer 100% of the initial. But I just need to do the math to make sure I've checked what does get included and what doesn't. And then I can do the video. Because they're not changing it now. I think they've given up. What are we going to get? What are we going to get? 145? Crazy. some decent bits of zeal. HP percent with speed and crit damage. That's bargain. Brilliant. That's pretty lame. Pretty lame, that one. Pretty lame, that one. Speed, crit rate, and defense. Nice. We'll take that. It's another primal shard added to the Freya stockpile for the Deck of Fate events. Nice little healthy stockpile we're building back up. Yeah, I'm doing the fusion. But yeah, so Slayer right now is additional. It's no longer repeat. It's magically changed to additional. And that didn't make it into the patch notes, did it? Troll. Ha ha ha. Funny that. But it doesn't mean it's bad. I will say that, okay? It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's now doing what it says on the tin. And now we need to determine, is it doing enough to warrant it on some people? I still think it's absolutely great as a 4-piece. I still think it's absolutely great as a 9-piece on some champions. But it's no longer the, oh, it should just do like insane amounts of damage. It's different. You know, you see there, look, 55,000. We can check this on Garrel on when it runs this run now. I need to see what Garrel... I don't think Garrel's got War Master, so pretty much any red number you see from Garrel is going to be Slayer. Because there's no War Master on Garrel, it's full ignore defense. Garrel smash. Okay, well, we'll wait for the next run. So you say that a Marius build 9-piece Slayer isn't as broken as 4-piece Lethal. No, I think 9-piece Slayer is broken on Marius. No, I think 9-piece Slayer is broken on Marius. Like, I'm pretty confident that anyone that does high damage with an AoE A1 will be better to have the 9-piece Slayer, because you don't really lose much. Like, what are you losing? The stone skin? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, potentially. Okay, well, this one we're going to chalk up to be a fail. This is what happens when you run reaction in Dark Fae, by the way. Don't run reaction in Dark Fae. That's why I'm losing this. Yeah, it's the Slayer set. Because that's what you got to remember, okay? You're still getting a lot outside of just that repeat damage. So if you AoE a ton, you get a ton of turn meter. You're still getting 30% ignore defense on the 6-piece. That's just as good as, you know, Cruel and Savage. So all you're trading is a little bit of ignore defense for things like the skill reduction or the stone skin in Arena. Now, if you're dedicating yourself to Arena, 9-piece is probably not where you want to go anyway, right? Slayer is a PvE set more than anything else. So if you're dedicating yourself to Arena, I would recommend you wouldn't go 9-piece Slayer. Because it's inconsistent. It's not going to guarantee you a win. And Arena, there's so much RNG to begin with, the last thing you need is things not guaranteeing you a win. Whisper's doing her thing. See, 33,000's there. She healed off something. That's kind of annoying. See, that did exactly 100%. So it will do it in places, but it won't do it everywhere. So that's what I need to do. I just need you to run the final numbers now that they've finished messing with it. So hopefully I can do it. So can Slayer proc multiple times? Yeah, it can proc on every single hit. So technically, Marius can get 60% max HP if you time it right. They changed the 4-piece win. I don't think they did. If they did, it was a while ago, and it probably materially doesn't change it. I'll double check, though, after this run. Yeah, she heals from the spirit, so. See, it is matching it in places. So in some encounters, you will find that it does match. In others, you will find it doesn't. Yeah, it always used to do first get clicked on. That wasn't a nerf get clicked on. It always did that. They just improved the language to explain what it was doing. It's a bit like the Mythical's passive. What's his name? The one that used to place in Feeble. Very similar thing. That always used to be the case. You can't just like hit 5 times and get 5 times the turn meter. You can on repeat attacks though. That's why you will notice when Garrel A1s, she will get turn meter multiple times because repeat attacks are not the same thing. Androck, thank you. Like she'll get turn meter boost when she repeat attacks every single time. Because it's a repeat attack. It's a brand new attack. We'll see if we can find it when it actually happens. Boom. Boom. Okay, I need Garrel to bounce multiple times. Come on, Garrel. Garrel smash. Come on, we want to see this. Boom. Whispers be doing whispery things. Yeah, I'll show the build after this. Not a problem. My double newt seek for an arbiter wall is such a friend. Yeah. I mean, this isn't much better. Although I am using, like, you know, epics and a fusion. So, well, not a fusion. A guaranteed. 3 epics, that's free to play-ish. Ish. Granted, they're built like a truck, but still. So, yeah, actually, even Garrel's repeat attacks don't work, so it changed. Actually, I was wrong. So it was always the case the turn meter would only apply once. That was always the case. So that's why that wording was updated to be reflective of what it was doing. It doesn't make it any less powerful because in Hydra it's like 20% every single time you AoE. Like Wallmaster or Thorian loves 4-piece Slayer in Hydra. It's like pure, it's just 20% more speed. Permanent, 20% more speed. It's crazy. Yeah, it was a guaranteed, not a fusion. I always mix it up. Yeah, it's free to play with Kraken gear. I mean, I wouldn't say it's Kraken gear, though. I got lucky with the Slayer gear, I will admit. I wonder, when I do normal Hydra, my team smash, but when I try it on hard, it gets wrecked. What's the difference? It's just stats, Aaron. There's 2 big step-ups in Hydra. The step-up between... normal and hard is quite a big step up, and then the big step up is between brutal and nightmare. It's just they got more stats, they're faster, they have more defense, they have more attack. It just means you have to build better. It means that's what you're facing. If you can't do 9-piece merciless with tears, what would you put on him? Why would you ever want to go 9-piece merciless? What's the value on 9-piece merciless with Teox? Well, having A1s? I suppose extra turns on A1s is pretty good. I mean, if you can't go 9-piece merciless, you go 6-piece merciless with cruel. And if you can't go 6-piece merciless with cruel, you go 6-piece merciless. And if you can't go 6-piece merciless, you go savage cruel. And maybe pick up some savage, for some slayer for some extra crit rate. Right? It's just, you just work your way down the options of ignore defense. It's lovely, isn't it? Productions. It's really nice. I would just go lethal cruel then, sniper. It's just more consistent. Yeah, exactly, Shaq. Everything just becomes a stat increase. That's the big thing when you jump from normal to hard. The stats go up. Requirements, resistance numbers, defense, enemy, opponent, speeds, the lot. It just goes up. There we go. One more. It's important to do every silver key right now. Very important. Very important. Hey Zipster, how's it going? How much resistance running for Mischief Head in Nightmare? Oh, it's like... It's not that much. It's like 500 something. No, I don't even think it's 500. I think it's 400. Let me check. You can go to this wonderful website called hellhades.com. It's a great website. It's a great tool. Great resource. And you can head over to here and you go to Hydra. You can go to like whatever rotation. Doesn't really matter. They share the same stats. Nightmare. And it will tell you, in order to resist the mischief, you need 455 accuracy. Resistance, sorry. He has 350 accuracy. You need 125 on top. So you need 455. 455. Okay. Now, if you're still getting stolen, just be careful they don't have increased accuracy. Because obviously if they steal increased accuracy off you, that's going to hurt you. And just be careful. You will get 3%ed, right? Yeah, it's 90%. It's 90%. But generally speaking, it's still pretty good. Okay. By the way, guys, I don't know if you saw this. I snuck a new update onto the website. Just because, you know, I like you guys. Now, if you go to any champion that has a shield, there's a multiplier. Ooh, isn't that exciting? Shield multipliers are now available, so you can see how much a shield is going to be. So this is Freya's shield. But that's not all. That is not all. We also added oh, cool. Thanks, Whiskey. We also added, wow, look at his ratings, really bad. Bomb multipliers. Yeah. Not just one, but two. See? Don't say I don't ever give you guys anything. Okay. But I will have a better indexable list of damage multipliers coming out. It just takes time. Like, I've got lots of different things I need to be doing. So it's just takes time, unfortunately. It does take time. Yeah, we did win our siege, you know. You can see my defense held on for a long time. I don't really want to show this too long. Actually, I shouldn't be showing this. My clan will be very unhappy with me. I can't show defenses. I can show this, though. We currently... Shooters just shot up to the #1 ranks, but I've managed to get 11 defenses. So we're doing well. We're doing well. It's the only thing about being content creator with PvP stuff. I can't show anything because I don't want to give my clan's secrets away. So I can't show anything. Shield tier misters. Wow. I mean, there's not that many of them, but it's probably more of a video than a tool. Yeah, I'm clan leader. But we're also like multiple clans. Like 5. We got like 8 clans, so there's plenty of us. Let's do this as well. I have not had a chance to play the game today, so unfortunately we're doing all my dailies. Well, oh, we got rid of a lot of those. It's kind of cool. Oh my god. Thing is, he probably can't kill my Pythian because he's just weak hitting me. Get rid of the buffs. Kill that. Give me an extra turn. One-shot them. Wow, that's fun. Well, what we were doing in Siege, and I think a lot of clans are going to do this, is once we knew we had the win in the bag, we were deliberately just tanking our score down so that we didn't have a bad matchup. So we would like... oh, I forgot to change my team out. Oh, okay. So we were basically losing on purpose. To basically tank our score. So we're like the 2300s, something like that. Wow, I'm not going to win this one, probably. Still waiting for them to proc his passive. Oh, they did. Fair enough. Can you not? Need one more turn. Well, that freeze was a bit of a problem. Oh, nice. One shot. Really? We did one shot? How do we not one shot? One shot again. How is she still alive? This is like the tankiest Arbiter in the world. What is this? This Arbiter is like insane. There we go. No, not mana rebattles. That doesn't count. We were literally throwing actual rebattles. So we'd go in, we'd throw, like I went in and I threw like a couple of epic only fights just to lose because we would already won. And just won at the last one, if that makes sense. To balance the score out because otherwise if you keep climbing, you'll rank with like really high clans. So we're just keeping ourselves like 100 points above 2100. It's the way the clans are going to do it. Just tank your score. It's easier. The best way to play the game. Everyone's going to figure it out sooner or later, Quicks. They'll be like, how do we get around with it? Unfortunately, it's as usual. They've created a system that incentivizes you not to win, which is dumb. I forgot to do this. Who is meant to go in this team with this? Not Necrat. Can't remember. Yeah, we'll just throw Wukong. Well, you need to start learning quick to get clicked on. Basically, just tank your score. Like, if you know you're gonna win, then there's no harm in basically losing a handful of fights to basically keep your matchmaking scores lower. That's the plan. That's what you should do. Oh, this is kind of annoying. Well, no, because there's no way to stop it. That's what I'm trying to say, Drayden. It's actually like it's matchmaking that can't be stopped. You can't stop people from doing that because they will always benefit from it. There's actually, as long as you stay in tier 6 and you can win, there's no incentive winning. It's kind of crazy, right? Because the higher you get with ranking points, the harder the matchup you're going to have. So just keep yourself a little bit above. Oh, is it Fritzy sounding? It's done this before. OBS has had an update, and it probably is Fritzy. Is that better? Is that better? Music-wise? What do I have to do here? I have to keep an eye on it. My OBS decided to record a video yesterday, and for some reason, it decided to use like the most humongous file size you have ever seen. I felt sorry for our editor. I was like, sorry about this. The file is not that long, but it is a big file. Let's get smacked by Frolny. Sounds fun. Dysphoria, no. It works exactly the way that you would think it would. It stops the first hit. If you get hit again, you just die. It's his only weakness. You go to sleep. Boost. You kill that. 5. Now AoE. Now drop that. Bit of a problem right now. Stable Terminator. It is the big weakness, yes. Alright. Is she good for Harima? I wouldn't go for her right now. I'd wait for... If you want her, wait for the deck of fate events. Okay, that will come up. Wait for the deck of fate events. If you want to get her. Don't pull her now. You'll never get her on the times 10. It's impossible. Just hold that. Revives are going to come in. This is boost. Now I need to do this. Damn. Frolny's gonna one-shot me. I'm gonna get Frolnied right now. I can feel it. Here it comes. Frolny time. Oh, thanks for the stone skin. Really appreciate it. Somehow managed to steal stone skin. I don't know how, but I did. Oh, he's back again. Double enfeeble. Nice. Let's bring back Carnage. It was kind of a tough fight. Can we... Just kill the Duchess, please. Just kill the Duchess. Come on. There we go. Goodbye. Maybe he just bypasses it. I have not seen D4 changes in a while. I'll be honest. I have missed them all. Frolny's great. People underestimate the strength of Frolny. He's really good. Oh, wow. This is going to be fun, isn't it? Well, goodbye, Mr. Bonds. Well, we killed one of them. I do like a bit of lethal dose, I'm not going to lie. It's quite good. Take this away. Thanks. Just bash the microphone, cat. Don't mind anyone else here. There you go, look, tail me here. Which form is he better in? His A1 is the smack. His base is the smack one. His A2 is more like a tankier one, like an ally protector. His base form. His alternate form, sorry. His base form is where he can smack. Like, I have been absolutely, like, ruffle stomped by a dwarf. And because people don't consider him like the Lazarius, they underestimate him. They do underestimate him, and you underestimate him at your own peril. Okay, well, thank you so much. You go to sleep. The worst. Another thing that was terrible. Who the hell created Armands? Whatever game designer created Armands needs a sense check. All they've done with Frolny is give him more damage. That's what I'm saying. I think he already has enough. Alright, well, not quite enough here. How did he not die because I didn't get rid of his passive? Oh, that's disaster. I think we're okay, though. Didn't get rid of his passive, but it's kind of annoying. There we go. Enfeeble. God, how many times do I have to kill these people? Thank you. Oh, now we polymorphed. Sheeps galore. What are you doing, cat? Nice. We need to win one more. Let's just fight this top one. Oh, God. What is going on with you? Jeez. I probably should have A3'd there, I'll be honest, but I got away with it. Let's pump you. Everyone's got reaction, it's crazy. Absolutely gonna get stone skinned here, but it's fine. I stole the Termia. Wish I had the A3 there right now. Revive? No. Everyone's got stone skin. I'm gonna get ruffled by this. I feel like Mithrala's petrification is super underrated as well. It's another thing that you don't really put much stock into. But it actually is really game-changing. Like this petrification, it's super game-changing. I know more of that. There we go. Hey, Smog. revive. Take this out. I've been using Mighty Uko a lot more lately because he works nice in this setup because I can basically get 3 debuffs out, which enables Carnage's block revive. It's kind of good, I have to say. I kind of like it. Oh, thanks for the stone skin. I really appreciate it. Oh, he took the block passives. Eek. Rip him. He took the block passives. Oof, that hurt. Well, that was nice and easy. And now we just have to wait 200 years for the damage Armands that seems to be of... I've noticed there is a few people that do damage Armands, and it is the most toxic thing in the game. You have a question about Odin? Fire away. Nice, I should be doing that. Beautiful. Now we just need to do... Oh, someone asked to see Garrel. Garrel is in full Slayer. Full Slayer. I should probably like max this up, but it's just because it's not attack. Like attack, crit rate, attack. That actually kind of needs changing. Only dust? No. Attack percent, you know, attack, crit damage, attack. That is attack, but it's still worth keeping because the crit damage is matched really nicely. If I re-roll this, I have no guarantee that it would be good. Now, obviously, as I get more Slayer sets, I hopefully can get a crit damage one, depending on what I get. But yeah, that's the build. And then, of course, we run it in second form. So it's about 6.8k attack, 296% crit damage. We are overcapped on crit rate, and it's mainly because this should be crit damage. But I'm always a bit nervous about re-rolling this because, you know, I've tried it. I think I already have tried it. I'm on 8 re-rolls already. So once that switches, well, we'll be in a better situation, right? 237 speed. It could be faster, but it's just the way it's built at the moment. So we need to do faction wars. It said 1 rare, right? Oh, without losing the champion. Awesome. Easy. His passive, 4-man, unkillable possible. Maybe it's very difficult to make happen though, because you'd need to, because it's 9. It's like he would need to. You need to have like 9 in a round, and then he be on the 9th turn. Just trying to think if it could be done. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's kind of hard. You'd have to have like 2 times 2. 7. 5, 6, 8. If you did it so that Odin was the last person and you had 4 people going 2-1 and 1 person going on 1-1, or you had 3 people going 2-1, 1 person going 3-1, and 1 person going 1-1, then yes. Theoretically, it's possible to do a full unkillable. Follow up, come on. You don't get any better drop rates at 21. Lillian. Hey, Chloe. You don't get any better drop rates of glyphs. The only thing you get at 21 is more rewards. And the reason why I'm doing stage 9, because yeah, I do 1 stage 9 and then I'll do 2 stage 8. Like that, see? You can't extend block damage, Bob. You can't extend the duration of block damage. So you'd need him to end at the end of the turn so that you get the... Oh, and CVC. Yeah, Chalk and Cheetos is correct. And CVC. There's two reasons why you do it. Better material drop rates. I'm already capped on both perception and resilience, so that's not really a problem. Or you do it for CVC points. Otherwise, there's no material difference in the glyph drop rate. They're the same at 20 and 21. But I always do 9 first so that I get the 2 extra keys and then I can just I can do multi-battles with super raids. So... But you are right, yeah, Bob. You don't really need Odin. But, I mean, it's cool. You could do it. It could be a fun team. But you are right, Bob. That's the problem that I have with... That's why you don't see me do much clan boss content anymore, because it's very difficult for me to even get any interest, because people will just be like, oh, I just put Wixwell in. What's the point, you know? Just an instant question. Is Thor worth it? I did a whole video on it. You can check it out, you know? A whole video on is Thor worth it? Should you watch it? The whole thing. You can go watch all of the information there. It's a great video. Not that I like to blow my own horn, but, you know. TLDR, I think so. And for many different reasons, but I think, yes, he's worth it. Well, I mean, it's different, Chloe, right? So for me to do a video with a brand new team saying, look at this new team for Clan Boss, people will just tell me, but I've already beaten Clan Boss. It's kind of annoying. It's a sad state of affairs. It doesn't need to be... Well, yes and no, Alex. She can still be crowd controlled, right? She can still have a turn meter reduce. So if you want to try and counter Armand's, then yes, you need Stone Skin. So whilst you won't take damage necessarily, you can take effects and crowd control and stuns and everything else. I refuse to build... the Wixwell team. I still like my original... I think I got my Jintoro team still. The problem is now you can't even run Wixwell. You can't even do like what I suggested, which was like a Hydra Clash-esque thing with Clan Boss leaderboards, like a global one, because Wixwell. It would just get abused. So it kind of sucks, really. It's just old content. No, I don't think it is. I don't think dead content's correct. What killed Clan Boss was instant battles. That's why I really don't like instant battles. Because it killed the Clan Boss. That's what the death of it was instant battles. Next patch will probably be in about a week or 2 weeks. I'm not saying the instant battle is bad. I'm just saying it killed Clan Boss, right? Let me clarify before people say that I'm annoyed or like I'm trying to get something. Like I'm just saying, instant Clan Boss killed Clan Boss. It's a content. And that's just that's the consequence of that system. And I always knew it would be. The moment they added in, it would almost make anything that wasn't an instant clan, like a full auto team, just useless. And yeah, it saved time, but it killed it. So. But in terms of what I mean by killing it, I meant as in an audience interest. Because you're right. for a lot of people, I would even get it beforehand. They'd be like, oh, but I've been running Bat Eater for years. Bat Eater's this, Bat Eater's that. But for a lot of people now, because of Wixwell still quite recent, it's very, very difficult. In about 4 months, when new players come into the game and everything, they won't have Wixwell. They'll be back to how do I beat Clan Boss? And then it will be more interesting. But for the period of time when Wixwell came out, it's very difficult. So... what was your question, Sonic? Let me see if I can find your question. Can't talk today. I need help with my Finite team. Tell me what you think about 2 Lady Mikages, Cold Heart Seer, Acrisia. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that could work. The way that I run mine is... are you talking about normal Finite or Finite Hard? Sonic. Are you talking about normal Finite or Finite Hard? That's the question I would ask. I don't think you can one key with anything, Swiftcut. I disagree with that. I think that statement is a bit more of a legacy player mentality. I think for a lot of new players, one key in Clan Boss is still a very difficult challenge, right? If you don't have a maxed out Clan Boss, you don't have lots of gear. Yes, the new gear sets are stronger. The new champions that come out are stronger. The fusion is stronger. But I still think it's still, for a lot of players, a significant challenge to get to that one key Clan Boss. Unless you have something like Wixwell or you have an abusive mechanic, right? I don't think it's as easy as you would think. Like, go start a new account, you'll see what I mean. It's not as easy as you think. The music is far too jolly. Yeah. This is the playlist. This was the emergency. I was super late, so I just put any music on. Playlist. Like, if you don't have a Seeker, for example, your options in Clan Boss for one key can go down quite a lot, okay? I can tell you this, all right? If you're not running Wixwell, look at this, okay? How many of these teams that don't run Wixwell are on Seeker, okay? Wixwell. That's Shooter's team, Seeker. Okay, traditional team, Hatatuki. This one's a different one, but then like we've got Cardiel, we've got Mikage, we've got Michinaki, right? It's a pretty strong team. Seeker. And now we're starting to get into Pickle's team. Respect to Pickle, wrapping up the Church of Whisper over here. +4, 6-star, that's what we like to see. I'm still chasing Whispers, I haven't had any, so it's kind of annoying. And a 6-star, but like this is crazy. Brimstone and everything, that's why that's doing it. But look at this. A full maxed out Whisper with Crushing Rend. Bad blessing for this, but he's using other content. With Newt and with Pedrig at 6-star with a max Brimstone. 90 mil. Seeker. RX World's traditional team, not one. That's what I'm saying. If you don't have a Seeker, it's not as easy as you would think to one key. I would be very confident in thinking that most players without Seeker will struggle to one key. Right, what events have we got to do? Artifact Enhancement, we can wait till tomorrow. Spider has been done, which is great. What do I think about Champion Chase implications? Tag Team Arenas tomorrow. Got to do campaign as well, I guess. Next siege, you can fight us. I hope not, because your clan's strong. Yeah, but the 2-1, like, the gear requirements for that curry are quite high to get it to a 1 key. We're not arguing about being able to do a 2 key Ultra Nightmare, which is obviously what most people need. I'm just saying it's not as easy to 1 key Ultra Nightmare as people think. Like, if you don't have a max Great Hall, you don't have area bonuses, you don't have strong gear, you don't have Seeker, like, you just start chipping away. It becomes a little bit more, you know. Yeah, but what if you don't have Newt? Right? That's what I'm trying to say. What if you don't have Newt? Like, yes, a lot of people have Newt because it was a fusion, but that fusion was a long time ago. And the only reason why I know this is because I've gone into free-to-play series with a very high-end mentality. Like, I can do clan boss, and I'm like, I didn't get an ally protector. I didn't get an unkillable. I didn't get a block damage. I'm like, actually, this is really hard. It's kind of like that weird flip of a switch. If you land everything that you need to make the team, then everything is easy. But if you don't get those teams, it becomes much harder. Recently pulled Fushan and Havasika. Nice, Hitman. You actually are... you can do the Myth Fu, which is one of the strongest teams. Yeah, so you've got to make it spirit-friendly to begin with. So you have to have speed tuning to that degree. You need to have the gear to be able to hit some crazy speeds for some of these champions. And... for us end legacy players, like people who have been playing a couple of years, we have a lot more champion options because we've had more champion trainings, we've had more arena fights, we've had like Great Hall upgrades, we've got live arena, we've had more rotations of Doom Tower, Sintranos, we've had more Forge passes. Like, time is a very important metric in Raid. The longer you've been playing the game, the far easier it is to play the game, which means the longer you've been playing the game, it's easier to beat content. But for a lot of players who start 5 months ago, they didn't necessarily be able to do some of those fusions. They may not have been able to do Wix well. It's very different. So yeah, I should put more time into doing more clan boss content because there's plenty of players out there that can't auto instant clan boss. Yeah, I do need to do more of them, to be honest. I might do a few more new teams. Maybe if I get Odin out of the Prism, I'll see if I can make an Odin team for fun. Yeah, exactly, Lillian. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, glyphs. Like, time is such an important metric in this game. Like, I've got so many glyphs because I've been farming them for 5 years. Like, a lot of people can't compete with my glyph power, and the difference in endgame is normally glyphs. What's the current world record? I don't actually know. Let me check. Where was I checking? I was checking somewhere. Oh, the world record, that was it. I know I was checking something. I lost my brain cells for a second there. The current clan boss team, if you want unkillable, is 559 million by BYT Tizzle. And that is using Whale Buster, which is Ninja, Demitha, Lydia, Seeker, Cardiel. Now, if you want traditional, obviously we've got like the Infinity comps with Mullet Reaver for 1.54 billion. There's an Ironclad team, which is 1.8 billion. Mullet Reaver's got the fastest Ultra Nightmare with 2 minutes. So yeah, that's the current record. Good God. The current world record for the fastest Fire Knight hard team. Okay, the fastest Fire Knight hard team is 15 seconds. Don't even know how. I don't even know how. We got some new minions. Welcome, Seastein620 and Buho. Welcome to the minionship. Thank you, my friends. Welcome, welcome. I really appreciate you. Now, anyone who is a minion, of course, make sure you join the Discord. If you link your Discord profile with your YouTube profile, it'll automatically give you the minionship role. You also get access to like early videos when I release them. Like today's video was an early release video. You get a little sneak peek access to those. So, you want to see this team? I mean, it's disgustingly OP. Let me put it up over here. 11. It's disgustingly OP. 15 seconds. I don't even know how that's possible. Like... like... It could be. It could be. I don't know who is it. Let's see. That is Octiven. New world record, Octiven. It's a little bit disgusting, you know? Chloe now. Come on now, Chloe. That's edgy, that one. It's PG friendly here. She's ruining the PG friendly. She's bringing down the tone of the room. I joke. It's not really PG friendly. We swear about many things in this place, so... See, the only thing I have a problem with that, with those types of teams are... surely you're bored in the sense that there's nothing that could ever excite you about Raid anymore, right? If you're in that situation, like, you can't make anything faster. Like, nothing is going... Like, nothing in the game is interesting. No champion they ever release is going to be interesting. It's just, like... Surely you're just bored. Right? By this point, it's like, there's nothing really interesting in the game anymore. Like, I actually think whaling to a certain point is not healthy when you get to that level. Yes, having, like, spending a bit of money if you're having fun in the game is fine, but actually, there is no benefit to you, like, doing this kind of whale level, because you just actually outspend your gameplay, and then you'll get bored of the game, and then you'll realize you shouldn't have spent all that money. I feel, morally, that's what I think happens with a lot of players. They'll want everything, and then when they get everything, they go, there's nothing else to do now. And then they go, I probably shouldn't have spent all that money, because now I'm bored. You know, so there's a level of, like, balance to these things, where sometimes, you know, I don't say you should never spend on games, because if you're enjoying it and you're having fun, it's like people who pay for TV subscriptions because they enjoy watching the football, or people who go spend $1,000 on a holiday because they enjoy traveling, right? It's your money to spend however you want. But there's a level of addiction that becomes, like, unhealthy, where you just end up realizing you're not actually enjoying what you're spending your money on. And that's where I think that becomes, you know? We'll do champion training, see? So now is as good as time as any. Actually, have I done Iron Twins yet? No, we could do some Iron Twins. Oh god, don't remind me of the Alatrian path. I'm still forever scarred by that Alatrian path. Hey Bronco, welcome, welcome. How do you get chickens? You normally get them from events, Chloe. So, like, the best way to get chickens is clan versus clan. Have you joined a clan yet, Chloe? Have you joined a clan? Because if not, we're doing something wrong with you there. What's my opinion on Septimus? He's still a great enemy max HP. He's still a great... he's still a great player, you know? Great champion. It's just... you can't, you're kind of overlooking like Warmaster and Newt. People scare you. Okay, let me rectify this problem. We'll sort it out. We'll sort it out. But in Clan vs. Clan, you get a lot of stuff. Like, Clan vs. Clan is really rewarding. It's actually, like, it's funny. A lot of people think of Clan vs. Clan as a whale event, when actually Clan vs. Clan is probably one of the best free-to-play systems in the game. Like, it's crazy rewarding for very little effort. Oh yeah, I haven't rebuilt my Iron Twin since they've reworked. I just left it as it was. How much champion training? Not a lot. I would never use feasts. Honestly, in my opinion, feasts and barrels are useless. I'd never do it. Who's running decreased speed? Owella doesn't have accuracy. I 3%ed. Owella doesn't have accuracy. She just 3%ed luck. Like, she's got like 100 accuracy. See? Shouldn't be landing it. I just landed it by accident. The only purpose for a barrel is to go, I need 50,000 points for my, like, tournament to win a champion. That is it. That is the only and exclusive purpose for a barrel for me. Otherwise, they're just kind of useless. The first barrel you get when you start a new account's kind of good. But the barrels just like... No, they're just not good. Yeah, but how many champions are those, Charles? That's the thing. Because most players, if you're doing it properly, should level your champion at rank 6, and then you basically put them into Minotaur, and by the time they finish Minotaur, they're like level 55, and you then finish them off in the training pit. That's the correct way to use it. You shouldn't really like master them before they're level 60. There's or before they rank 6, sorry. There's very few instances that will happen. And if you're doing it a lot, you're doing it wrong. But yeah, barrels are pretty much, for me, just champion chase hordes. That's why you'll notice I have like 50 of them, because I just don't use them. But if I ever need to, if they ever do another champion training event, which I think is like super valuable, then I can just hoard it. I can literally go crazy, right? It is thundering outside, by the way. The weather outside is awful. I've had thunder, lightning, hail, you name it. Basically the apocalypse outside. Training pit is actually, this is one of the few instances, training pit, that I was wrong. No, snow, thankfully no, because it is summer, but pretty much everything else. Where am I? I'm in the UK. Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it, Vexo? It's awful outside. And we're ordering food in a minute. I might have to tip the driver just because he's going to come in this kind of weather. Maybe Thor has arrived. Maybe this is it, right? Thor's coming. No, in the bin, it's terrible down south. It's really bad. It's literally been raining all day and it started thundering about 2 hours ago. But yeah, one of the mistakes that I made was I assumed that the training pit was a bad investment. And it technically still is if you're not efficient with it. But if you're efficient with the training pit, it's actually quite good. It's a very, very good payoff. It's just a lot longer of an investment, right? You're looking at probably like 9 months before you start getting a payoff. But if you open them up and upgrade them, they are a good investment. Yeah, it's terrible. It's really bad. You got it right, Nobo. I'm okay, let me rephrase. It's one of those instances where I was like adamant I was right, but I was wrong. That's a better way of saying it, right? Not so much that I was like, I'm always right, but sometimes if I'll stick my neck out and I'll say, oh, no, I'm absolutely right. I'm truthful. This is one of those instances where I stuck my neck out quite publicly and I was wrong. It happens. But the problem with the training pit as well for legacy players is it's not worth it once you get to legacy state like me. It's not worth it for me now to upgrade them because there's just so few champions that I care about that it's just be a waste of gems for me. I would rather increase my champion storage or something. It's just not worth it. But if you do it like pretty early on, it is quite worth it if you intend to play for like a year and a half or more. It's like extremely long-term gains. It will pay off Whiskey, but not if you've been playing a long time. That's the thing. Like the longer you leave it, the worse the payoff is. That's what that's kind of like what I was saying is like, if you do it within like your first 3 months of playing and you intend to play for like at least a year, it's a good payoff. But if you've reached like year 2 or year 1.5, it's kind of like, I feel like the ship has sailed at that point. Opening them may be a good idea as well, but it's just no point after a certain amount. But if you do it early, it does pay off. Because obviously the longer you then play, the better the payoff will be. It's a long-term investment you have to make. Agreed. Like that's the thing I'm trying to say. Like once you hit that like year or 2 year mark, you're like, I've just got better things that I can spend gems on, like upgrading my storage, running more energy, running more dungeons, like running more like masteries. It's just better. I use the training pit 9 times out of 10 for finishing off level rank 6s. Like when they get to like level 55 after finishing masteries, I put them in there. Or the duplicate legendaries that I get, I'll put them in at level 1 so they rank up to level 50. That's the way I do it. But it is actually reasonably efficient. Right? Reasonably efficient is what I would say. It will pay off, but you have to be very mindful because the biggest risk you have with the training pit is if they hit max level, it's not earning you experience. So you have to be like monitoring it very regularly. That's quite hard. Yeah, the last promo code. If anyone hasn't got the promo code, you should absolutely get it. Let me get the code. It was really good, actually. I was shocked. I thought it was really bad. Then I realized it was a 5-star chicken. It's great. Make sure you use this promo code. 5-star chicken. Super valuable. Make sure you use the promo code, Chloe. If you don't know how to use the promo code, Chloe, go grab the code, go to here, promo codes, put the promo code in, get a 5-star chicken. No. I opened mine, but mine are all at like rank 1. I'll never upgrade them, it's a waste of gems. For me at this point, you know. It's annoying. I can't get rid of this red dot because I literally have full Magisteel. I need to wait for another clan versus clan and blast out a bunch of this Magisteel because I'm just sitting on it. It's pretty bad. So yeah, Dungeon Divers right now, I've got to 2100, but I need to get here. Artifact Enhancement, we need to get all the way up to there, which is a lot. Spider's done. I need to figure out where I'm going to get these points. So I think 350 was going to come from fusing one of them, but I have to do the events first, which is kind of annoying. Well, I'll do the champion training, Snoo, right? So what I normally do with Dungeon Divers is I will do the dungeon, then I will do champion training because, like, I was talking to someone about this earlier. I think it was never part of the team. Got to remember, every month you have to do 500 campaign battles. So I might as well run the campaign battles at this point because you've got to do 500 every month. So I might as well run some campaign, get some extra Dungeon Diver points, get the champion training done, and then hopefully I can save some of the Dragon tournament for the second Dungeon Divers, and then that can bleed into the Fire Knight tournament, which then can bleed into the Ice Golem. If you do 2 dungeons in 1 Dungeon Divers, you'll always have like this situation where you're like, I've now got to waste energy to get Dungeon Diver points. So yeah, I gotta burn them, Nobo. I've got some lethal and Slayer. I'll have the Slayer that I can craft, so I just don't... I don't ever craft outside of CBC normally, just because it's when that's the time to craft. Just like I never really do Sand Devil outside of a Sand Devil tournament. I'm not... I would not skip a single event. I would not summon on the Summon Rush. The extra Summon Rush is bait. Like, that's... If you don't watch my video, this is the one thing to know. The extra Summon Rush is bait, because they are trying to drain your Sacred Shards ahead of the Deck of Fate events, and you will arrive at the Deck of Fate events going, I wish I didn't do the Summon Rush. I could have done the other Dungeon Divers event, because now I don't have Sacred Shards. Energy is easy to acquire with some gems. Sacred Shards are not easy to acquire, right? You've got to look at where's the easiest thing to get. Sacred Shards is the hardest thing to get in the game. And it's the most valuable thing to get for the Deck of Fate, because I'm like 90% certain the Deck of Fate is going to be summoning, and it'll be a Summon Rush. It might have other components, but I'm almost certain it's going to be, because of the way they've been structuring all these events. You pulled Frey off. Nice. We'll build up a defense. I do think her damage potential is kind of weak, but it could be good in the right situation. It's a bit like Archer, I think. It's good. It's just never going to blow you away. So you shouldn't build her for full damage, but you want defense for her shield. And I think you build her with like a Hex set in mind. She's AoE A1, right? Cruelty, Hex with Provoke is the way I would build her. If you're not going to put her in Hydra, then you can run her as like a Stone Skin Cleanser for Arena. She would fit into a Clan Boss team. If you wanted to do that, you could run something else. Her Provoke on the A1 is a bit rough. 9-piece Slayer, maybe 4-piece. 4-piece Slayer, 4-piece Hex is quite interesting, right? 4-piece Slayer, 4-piece Hex to make her go faster, get your turn meter boosts. That's interesting. I don't think she's strong enough to warrant a 9-piece. But it could be when you put a proper build on and you scale her properly and you set her up in different ways. Maybe the shield being broken in Hydra is very valuable. My damage rating's only assessed the skill in an ideal scenario. It doesn't assess the skill in a perfect scenario. So if you might be able to find a lot of success with her perfect scenario in which the shield is always broken, which means you counterattack, you have decreased defense, you have weaken, you stack her up, you have really strong gear, you get a 5-star soul on her, right? I don't assess the value of a soul or anything like that. I assess the stats, I scale it in a similar build, and then I put it in a scenario where it's like, okay, if something requires you to have buffs, I give you some buffs. So I've scaled her passive to max. I've assumed that she's got maximum stacks. But it doesn't mean her damage is crazy. Because what you got to remember as well, she's AoE. So in places like Hydra, she's going to get heavily punished. That's what's so big about Thor. When I first looked at Thor's multipliers, I was like, he's not going to be very good. Right? Let me show you this. We did this math before on stream. Let me show you this. New Hydra. Okay, we did the math before. Big numbers. Okay, big numbers. We did the math before. And this is basically assessing Teox in a same build. All these people were basically built with Teox, 10 debuffs on Teox, decapitation heads in different settings. And we put all of these champions in a build. We did this before on a stream, right? So people who usually on the stream know they've seen this spreadsheet. Because Thor is a repeat attack AoE 1, of course, we would instantly go, how good is he compared to someone like Garrel, Fushan, Quintus, even Teox, Jorgid, right? These are the champions we're comparing it with. So we got the different examples of the best A1 champions in the game, right? These are the best A1 champions in the game to put up with your Teox. So we can see the number one person right now is obviously Toshiro. We've got someone like Teox coming up second. Quintus and Shazar really high. Ninja's really high. And this is why I was immediately like, he's not as good as I thought he was going to be. Because look where Thor comes out. He doesn't even beat Harrier. So if you want to use him as a Teox A1, he's not that good if you just only wanted his A1. He's actually quite weak. Compared to everyone else. He's quite weak. What saves him is his A2. Because his A2 is not AoE, that is what saves him. Why is Toshiro's A1 so good? Because he can stack 2 stats twice. And he gets double multipliers. So he gets multipliers for the leech being out. He scales his stat by like 100%. And he then gets a multiplier on his ability. So it's like a significant amount of A1 multipliers. So he just scales really, really hard. Did we get Odin's skills yet? That's coming out tomorrow's video, Chloe. That one is. Thor was today. Tomorrow's Odin. Odin's A3, though, is on the website. Odin's A3 is nuts. Obviously, Harrier requires his partner pairing. But what I was trying to say is, like, this doesn't beat Fushan even. Fushan beats him. So, in the context of, like, okay, is he a replacement for Fushan? You kind of go, well, no. Because he's weaker than Fushan, which is disappointing. But what I didn't take into account was, of course, the value of having the A2. The A2 is not AoE, and that's a really, really big deal, right? If the A2 was AoE, Hex would only be 2%, and he would take 40% less damage, right? Because of the AoE passives on Hydra. But because his A2 is random attacks, it means he gets the full value of Hex, which is 10%, and he's also scaling those damage really, really high. So he's hitting like 1 mil or 2 mil on that last hit. So as long as you can get the last hit on the decapitated head, it's going to do a lot of damage. So his A3 saves him, right? That's the big deal here. His A3 saves him because his A2, sorry. His A2 makes him, it finds the difference between the weaker numbers. So he will beat someone like Ninja probably, because if you use his A2, that's not doing AoE, it's doing single target. And that's really strong. Yeah, his passive is okay, but I don't really rate his AoE passive component, right? That's what I'm saying. AoE damage in Hydra is really not good these days. You want single target damage to get the most out of Hex. Honestly, his A3 is simply there for Nature's Wrath. His A3 is a Nature's Wrath thing. It gives him his full Nature's Wrath in one go. That's the best thing about his A3. So yeah, I know. I don't really understand why the nerfing argument is mentioned. Why is Martial Ed so high? Because it's assuming that you A1 4 decapitated heads with 10 debuffs. In reality, you're not going to get that. But if you did have a situation where you A1'd with Teox and you had 10 debuffs on all the enemies, he will do more damage than anyone else in the game with Teox. It's actually quite disgusting how much damage he can do. The problem is, how easy is it to get 4 decapitated heads with 10 debuffs? I found it very hard. Probably more Kraken players can achieve that, but that is the best way to do it. Night Darky, no worries. I'm glad you're enjoying it. All of my damage assessments, by the way, with Thor on the website is coded with 5 stacks. Because obviously it's very difficult to know what stack count you're on. So I just assumed a half value gain. So he gains 15% more damage. Yeah, Marshall had single target, so he doesn't get any AoE nerf. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's really strong. Because all of his individual attacks all get 10% hex. It becomes an incredibly strong, powerful effect. I'm in Nightmare, that's why. Short King. I'm doing Nightmare campaign. Any thoughts on Supreme Elhain? She's very good. She's kind of like a budget Jorgid in the sense that you can A3 into an AoE. She's like a budget Jorgid. She breaches Necret quite well. She's quite good into Necret. That's what I would say. So you should use Whisper instead of Rathalos. Rathalos is still very strong. The thing with Rathalos, though, is you need the stars to align. And it's a little bit like Thor. Thor's got the same problem where it's like he needs the stars to align with his A2, which is very difficult to achieve in reality. Because in reality, you're not going to get the same outcome that you think you're going to get. Because the stars aligning for Thor means that you get the 100% on the decapitated head that you want. Like, ideally is someone like the Mischief head, the lowest defense head. If you land that A2 on the Suffering head, it's going to do significantly less damage. Because what you've got to remember about Thor is he doesn't ignore defense. So his biggest weakness is he lacks ignore defense. So if you low roll on the A2, you get bad damage. It's probably a bit easier for him to realize his outcome because he... I need to actually fuse these. Because obviously he can control it without having to count, but it's a similar problem that we see with... It's a similar problem we see with Rathalos, where you're not really sure when something is going to happen. We use you. Who else we got at 4-star here? We got Ender Moonbeam. Got a dwarf. I can't remember what his name is. It is, I think, Fodbar. Oh, we're going to +4 Fodbar. Look at this. Fodbar the Bard. +4. Happy days. And who else is left? Who are you? Canoness. All right. Why not? +4 everyone. +4 bar. Might be able to finally clear some some hero storage. I've been so restricted with hero storage lately. Let's just do another 1-star. For Dungeon Drivers, which Odin stage is better? 25, 30, 20. Stage 20 always wins. If you ever need to know what's the best stage for Dungeon Divers, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. It's always stage 20. That's what I've learned. Stage 20 is king for everything. I'll be honest, I gave up on stage 30 with a new event dungeon pretty quickly and just stuck with stage 20. It was better. Any fantastic opportunities of suicide will reflect damage? I mean, yes. We do love a reflect. That is actually now the biggest problem in Hydra is reflect. Because we hit so hard, we just kill ourselves. FOD bar is good for stage 19 Soul Cross Hard. When his rotation is up for stage 19 Soul Cross Hard, FOD bar's a bit of an MVP over there. You can use food, but I've just kind of got like a 5-second team. It's just easier. I don't really find food farming in dungeons valuable. Campaign or brews, it's just easier. How do you see the champ? He's incredibly strong. I've got a video coming out tomorrow going through the other Asgardians. For me, Odin is by far the strongest of the four. And I absolutely want Odin from the Prism. I'll be honest, I might actually have to do another Teox moment and try and go hard for him on the Prism because he is so good. His A3 is probably the hardest hitting single target ability in the game. Just outright. Because the thing is, in Hydra, you can build him with 0% crit rate, 0% crit damage, and you will do the maximum amount of damage to the Suffering Head. Just build him full utility, and he basically will do damage like a full utility. Because he's going to hit 514,000 on the Suffering Head. Because he does 10% of the enemy's max HP that can't be reduced. He's doing true damage. Yeah, he's insane. And if you let the fight go on too long, he's just buff spreading everything. What I didn't realize with Odin, there's one word in Odin's passive that absolutely makes him insane. Yeah, you don't need crit rate. Because it's 10% of the boss's max HP, single target, and it ignores 100% defense. So the boss can't reduce it. Like, there's nothing the boss can do to reduce your damage. Like, zero. In Hydra, at least. Obviously, in Arena, it's different. Chloe. You're terrible, you are. But buff spread is a very rare thing. What I didn't realize is this is all buffs. It's alright, Chloe. I feel like when we have the first works due, it's going to be a very fun night. So what's really big about this is all, okay? No other champion in the game can do this. No champion in the game can take every buff that I have and spread it to every character. Loki only does one buff. Like if we look at Togron, I think it is, Togron does on the A1 one random buff. Okay, not that great. It's insane. Like every 9 turns, he just spreads every buff on him. Like that is insane. It's so strong. It's really strong. Like, I can't tell you how insane that is to do. Yeah, you could literally put him in a 9-piece protection set because he doesn't need damage. He will do the maximum amount of damage to the hardest Hydra head to deal damage to, the Suffering Head, because it's 100% true damage. It also gives you a backup revive in some scenarios. So if you kill someone in Arena, you get a backup revive. That's kind of annoying. It doesn't work in Hydra, which is a shame. But in other places, it's crazy. And you get an AoE decreased defense, which is Poison Cloud immune. Because it's not an attack. So he will remove all buffs from all enemies. So if you've got yourself in a situation where there's a Poison Cloud up and the Wrath Head has his increased attack, or there's a Reflect buff, every 3 turns, strip them all, decrease defense. Boom. This is kind of useless. The only weakness I have that I have for him is this. For a Void Legendary, to have an A1 that just attacks one enemy on a boss is really weak. It's my only downside. That's the only thing I don't like. It's the only thing I don't like. I have no idea, Lufty. I need to try it. Berserk is like Weaken, but twice as strong. So it's a double-edged sword. Berserk will increase the damage that you deal to a target by 50%, but it will also mean that the target will deal 50% more damage, which is why it doesn't work on bosses. So, well, you got to remember though, he won't replace the damage dealers, because whilst this is great that it will do maximum amount of damage to a suffering head, it's not like you can't bring Newt and do that 3 times, or bring Marius and do that to all enemies, or bring Warmaster and do it to all enemies, or bring a like a Teox and do like 2 million damage, right? This is only going to do 500k. What I'm trying to say is, for a support champion to give you this much utility with that much damage is very rare. On every champion ever. I mean, I could do a 900 1 minute short for you if you want, Chloe. You know, like how they try and sell you things. I can do that. Yes, Chloe. No, not Chloe. Renegade. Yes. Yes, it will. Yeah, yes. There's a strong possibility that the Teox 2.0 is going to happen. Well, it's only 900 minutes, Chloe. It's not that bad. How much is 900 minutes? Let's have a look. Oh, it's only 15 hours. God, that's actually long. It would take me 15 hours to do a 1 minute review of every champion in Raid Shadow Legends. That is a little bit unhealthy. That's crazy. Yeah, it would take me 15 hours to do a 1 minute review of every champion in Raid Shadow Legends now. Clear weekend, Chloe. No, I'm joking. Although it's a good idea. Now I'm thinking about it. It's a good idea, actually. I'm kind of intrigued by the concept, but at the same time, that's 15 hours of my voice is going to die. I'm in Nightmare, Tiki Master. I'm doing Nightmare campaign. How many subscriptions do you need to give? I don't know. If Odin is on 9%, will the buff... yes. Yes. If he's the one that spreads the buff, it should place protected buffs. I believe it will still count. Now, I'm going to say yes, in the sense that as far as I understand the way the set works, that's how it should work. Now, whether that's going to work with Odin, in Odin's specific way of spreading, because nobody has really had like this 9-turn automatic buff spread concept, I don't know, which is why the moment I get him, that's how I'm going to build him. But it could be, you know, do a separate video for each faction. Well, I could, but then, like, that's a very long video. I mean, I think it would actually be quite difficult to say, like, I think it'd be quite difficult to do a 1 minute video on some champions anyway, because it's like, some of them are just like attack one enemy. Right, I can't do a 1 minute video on, like, what is it? It's difficult to do a 1 minute short here. The Hobbit, thank you so much. 10 gifted 10 gifted memberships. Make sure you say thanks very much. Thanks so much. Really good. Really appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Yeah, I can't really do a minute video here, right? Like, if I can do a minute video on this, you should hire me for presidents, because I can do politics then. If I can make this interesting, that someone would watch from 0 seconds to 1 minute of a short talking about this, I have, like, breached the 5th wall or whatever it's called. We found, like, a new way of existing. I mean, we should do a dry run. We'll do a dry run in a minute. We'll see if I can do it. We'll see if I can do it. I'm going to warm up to it. I'm pretty good at talking, so based on that fact, I reckon I can do it. We should do a timer. There's a champ that takes buffs from all allies and spreads it. Just don't remember the name. It's the rubbish champion, right? I'm sure it's the rubbish champion. Gamaran. Yeah. But it's a random buff from this champion and placing it on all allies. That's what I'm saying. It's only ever one. Right? It's only ever one. You broke 150 million. That is brilliant. On Brutal, that is... Because I can't do math tonight. 450 million. That is 1/3 of your way towards your 1.2 billion. That is amazing. Well done. I'm so glad. Review Ifrit. Ifrit is actually quite good. Ifrit, I'll tell you what. I could do Ifrit. Ifrit's really easy. Where is he? He's down here, right? This guy is better than you think. And the reason why he's better than you think is because of the blessing change that they added. They added new nature blessings to the game, which means that you get a blessing that can upgrade the strength of debuffs. Now, weaken and decrease defense and decrease attack are the most important debuffs that you can have in Raid Shadow Legends. So you can basically upgrade this, which is incredibly rare to have like a non-booked 100% chance to place weaken for one turn, to a 25% weaken. You could upgrade this from a 100% chance on a 3-turn cooldown to place decrease attack. And also, there's like kind of weird minimal HP. I don't really know what that is. But hey, you can upgrade it to get a 25% to a 50% decrease attack. And you also can place decreased defense if you are critical, which can also be upgraded. For a rare to be able to place decreased defense, decreased attack, and weaken, and all of them potentially to be really like the highest value, there is no champion in the game that can do decreased defense, decreased attack, and weaken together. I'm fairly certain there is no champion in the game that can do this. That can place all 3 debuffs in one go. We're going to double check, just in case I was wrong. But I don't think there's a champion that does all 3. The only one that maybe can is Riho. Decreased defense, decreased attack, and weaken is Riho. It's only Riho. She's the only champion in the game. Oh, and these. Can you? Okay, 3. 4 champions. 4 champions in the game, but all of them are Epic Plus. All of them are Epic Plus. There you go, see? I can do it. It's easy. I can talk about any champion. I could basically make Sister Militant interesting. Let's do it. Right, I can do it. Sister Militant. Put a timer on me. Sister Militant. A common champion. Now, one problem with common champions, you can't really ascend them. And that's going to always be a problem, which means you can't get a banner, you can't get an amulet. That being said, she is an AoE A1. AoE basic attack. She doesn't really need much setup. She does actually have pretty good multipliers. She can do a pretty decent amount of damage for a common, even though you are kind of like encumbered by her commonness, unfortunately. Pretty average base stats. Not really the best in the world. The sword is amazing though. Look how big the sword is. Although we do have to wonder how the sword is kind of going through the midriff. That's just magical. That's denying physics. You probably set her up in like a team where you ally attack, lots of counter-attacking, AoE A1. She does spin a sword quite impressively, counter-attacking. Stun sets also very good. Pretty good champion. See, 1 minute. I can make anything work. This is great. It's my newfound talent. Maybe it's like 45 seconds, but... It's fine. It's fine. It's a new champion, maybe Void. Takes buffs from other allies and spreads it. Yeah, Togron is what you're thinking of, Akash. Togron, right? I mean, Harrier can do it quick. If Harrier can do it, anyone can do it, right? That's the way to look at it. If Harrier can do it, anyone can do it. Yeah, the one you're thinking about, Akash, is Togron the Conjoined. He's the one that's really annoying in one of those floors on Sintranus where he like starts buffing up max HP. He's the one that people use to like max HP abuse in Hydra as well, right? Incense, I don't think Incensa can do it, right? I don't think she can. Who's the hardest hitting common? I don't really know off the top of my head. It might be Warboy. I know that the Night Revenant uncommon's got a very high multiplier. I should build Teox with it. It'd be funny. What didn't I see? What did you say? What did you get up to? Dervish, yeah, Dervish. I don't think Incenser can buff spread, can she? No, Incenser doesn't buff spread. The one you're thinking about is Togron. This dude. He's the one that buff spreads. He takes one random buff and puts it on all allies. Yeah. Like, this is the one you're thinking of, Akash. It's good, but it's a really low chance. Like, we're talking... Was it 20, 30, 40... 20, 30, 40, 50% chance? That's actually not bad. 50% chance. But it's also only one random. It's not... And then, like, what happens if those buffs expire? You see what I mean? It's like, you quickly lose the value of it if you can't. So, whereas, like, Odin will just spread everything everywhere. It's kind of crazy. Do you think Archmage could work in Hydra as a speed champion? Yes. Actually, interesting point we entered. The way that Archmage's A2 is coded is very similar to the way that Thor's A2 is coded. Very, very similar. Yeah, it's Mountain King, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, clip it, Chloe. Odin will spread everything everywhere all the time. Odin's loves a spread. Whether that be food, in this case buffs. Exactly. You get a buff, you get a buff, everyone gets buffed. Best Mikage build for Hydra. I kind of go full damage relentless. That's my vibe with Mikage. I go full damage relentless. Now, whether or not that's the correct vibe is a whole nother matter, but I just go all out. I'm like, let's do it. Let's see what we can break. Let's get rid of you. Good old champion training, isn't it exciting? Good night, Chloe. Hey, Short. 9-piece protection. Yeah, you could go protection as well. She does buff a lot. I prefer the relentless full damage build. But it's like, I don't think it's the right way. That's what I was trying to say. It's like, I don't think it's the right way, but it's the way that I went. Yeah, Archmage is a great epic. People underestimate the value of Archmage. It's a great epic. No, nothing is better than Odin for buff spreading. The only reason why you'd want Togron in the shield is because you need to respread the shield. There's no way that's like a very niche requirement because you're trying to keep the big shield. If you don't care about keeping the big shield, Odin smashes Togron out of thin air. Doesn't even come close because he's spreading every buff to every ally, whereas Togron is doing one random to every ally. So you don't even know which buff you're going to spread or which one it's going to select. So yes, in the team that you need the shield to be big in Hydra, Togron is required because he's going to spread the big shield back to himself and various things. But in terms of every other content piece, Odin smashes out the water. Absolutely. Which question? I like Archmage because he puts AoE crit damage buffs and makes math thrust better with something, but I plan to play that with Anchorite. Yeah, it's not bad. Just try not to go too support heavy in your team, though. You don't want to commit too many slots to your support team. It's one of the reasons I don't like Loki, is because I feel like you have to almost invest a second support just to enable his Veil. And that's one of the negative aspects of Loki for me in Hydra. To make his buff spreading viable, you have to bring quite a lot of... you need another support to make his... either give him Veil or extend his Veil. How much accuracy is good for Marius? Well, he's going to get increased accuracy. So if you think you want to be at around about 500 accuracy, that's about 350 you need to be. Right? Like 320. You don't need much. Like 250 is probably fine. I can show you how much accuracy I've got on mine. Mine lands pretty much everything I need it to. Mine's in full 9-piece Slayer. I'm hard locked on speed. I can go faster if I wanted to, but I can't because it will break my Sand Devil team. He's now at 4.4k defense because I finally got a 3-star soul on him. That took all my essence, so he's at 3-star now. 305 accuracy. 333 crit damage is everything for me because I use him in PvE. So, but I can make him go faster with more crit damage, but it would break my Sand Devil team, so I can't, unfortunately. It's a non-starter, as they say. Yes. Yeah, I don't really use his debuffs anywhere else. No, because it could spread the buff they already have, Akash. That's what I'm trying to say. So it'll go to Ally 1, and it might go spread Veil. Well, if everyone's already got Veil, it's not going to help you. If you're going to go to Ally 2, it does Veil again. Ally 3, it might do Veil again. Ally 4, it might do increased attack. Great, you spread that. Ally 5, it'll go back to Veil. That's what I'm trying to say, Akash. Because it's random, you have no guarantees what it will do. It's a bit similar to the way that A1 decreasing cooldowns will work. So when you're using someone like Ancora, for example, her selection is completely random. You can't control it. So you could even end up selecting someone that doesn't have cooldowns available, and it will try to reduce that one. Right? So conceptually, yes, but in reality, no. Odin will smash it. It won't even come close to a Togron. Because the thing is, Togron has to basic attack. Odin doesn't even have to take a turn. It just has to be 9. Like, you could have a 1-speed Odin and it will do it. You know what I mean? It's like, just basically run him. But you are correct. If you want to run the shield team, you need to use Togron. Right? If you want to run that specific shield team, you have to run Togron because you need to respread it back. So obviously, if you've used his shield, he can only spread his buffs. So that's the big difference. Is if you're using, if you're trying to build those shields up, then yeah, you're going to need to use a different team. I don't really want to burn those. What are we up to? Oh, we're nearly there. I've been a bit laxed on my Loki rewards. I missed a few points a few days ago. So I'll be a bit delayed on this, but it's not really a problem. Another question. How much resist do I need for PvP to make sense? Yeah, I mean, if you're going up against hefty people, depending on your difficulty, if you're in like Gold 1 live arena, you're probably going to need to be like 700 to break. My 800 resistance my 800 resistance Ancora pretty much withstands everything other than the Gold 4 tier these days. The very high Gold 3 and Gold 4, I can pretty much withstand at about 880 or 860 resistance. 600 you will probably stop most, but I would aim for 700 if you can. So, Won't Duchess work with Loki? Yes, you will, Medusa, but it's like I don't really want to bring Duchess because she doesn't bring much else. That's what I'm saying. That's what I don't like about Loki is he almost requires you to run some sort of veil, like something to pair with the veil. Extend it or bring a veil. Otherwise, you just don't get his A2, which is really annoying. Yeah, Bolster's a special protected set because it's a protection mode 1, which means it can't be affected by allies or enemies. There's 2 modes of protection mode 0 and protection mode 1. One means that the opposing team can't affect it, and the other one means that neither partner, nobody in the team can affect it. Yeah, I would aim for 700. Like, in Arena, there's never a bad case of more resistance. So if you hit 700, that lasts you all the way up to gold. Like, gold 2, gold 3 live arena tiers. So that's like gold 2 tag team, probably. Yeah, I mean, Firol works great in every team, though, and I don't have a Firol, so that's like as bad as... Right now, Firol's on the Kaima level of pain for me. Oof. 9-piece center, that's nuts. Yeah, right now Firol for me is like getting to the point where it's like Kaima level of annoying that I haven't got one because everyone's like, just throw Firol in. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Sure, bro. I got it. Yeah, Firol, awesome. I'll just lob in the tree, not a problem. Yeah, what I meant is, like, annoying that I can never get him. I've gone for it, like, because he's been in many events, and every single time I go for him, I've never got it. Like, it's not like he hasn't been thrown in Prism events or, you know, something else. Like, he appears in a lot of events. Firol is pretty good. And, yeah, you got that right. Nice. I'm always happy that people get Kaima. I'm pretty sure the day that I'll get Kaima is the day that Kaima is no longer useful. And it's not that far away, to be honest. I don't even think I'd have much use for a Kaima anymore. Alright, yeah, Harima, yeah, I know. And my Siphi, why don't I just load up my Siphi, right? If you have Firol, what do you need Loki for? That's a very good point. Another valid point. See, I mean, this is a... Firol is... I would say Firol has replaced Necmo as the #1 Hydra champion in the game. Because if you look at all the world records, they all have Firol. And you can't get there without Firol. Like, the world records are Firol. And I feel like Necmo's kind of lost its way now that extra turns are a bit, like, less desirable. Also, I think Airstrid kind of, like, crept on him. But if you look at basically the leaderboards for all of Hydra, outside of the Trunders, of course, and if you take away all the, like, edge cases, like the teams that get abused, right, that abuse everything, the world records are Firol. They're all Firol. Literally all of them are Firol. Nobody can, like, come close. It's just Firol. I say this as I look at the current world record team and Firol's not in it. But that's because they're using, like, Incensor and they're also using Androck. So it's slightly different, but... Like, the world record team at the moment is, like, Krisk, Androck, Incensor, Mikage, Toshiro, Deox. And then we start getting into the ferals. Feral. 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 Oh, this one's double Toshiro. We had to drop a feral for Toshiro. Nothing we can do about that. Feral. This one's also like quadruple mythical. So it's basically, if you have a mythical, you can replace Toshiro. If you don't have a mythical, you can replace feral if you have a mythical. If you don't, then you can't replace feral. Like, I think he's the best Hydra champion in the game. I really do. I really do. You should add the option optimizer to exclude variable sets. We do. Where specifically are we excluding variable sets? Where do you want to? Or are you saying you want to... You're saying basically I want variable sets, but I never want them to fit the accessory slots. Is that what you're saying? Damn, I didn't click the third one. Do you think Mesmo will be useful after the buff? She was pretty useful before. The block revive was valuable. She's probably... It depends. But all these ones that say damage increased, we'll never know until we get them in the game. Like, I need to do the actual math assessment to see if the damage increase means that they're now, like, a viable damage increase. Like, how much? Like, Nobel, for example, went up 33%. I don't really think it materially changed his build. I don't think it made him strong enough, but we don't know. We'll have to see how much more they increase. Like, when you take something like Siegfried and you made him that much stronger, that's a big difference. And they have added Ignore Defense, which will massively adjust her rankings. So, yeah, I'd need to see the breakdown, you know? Do you have any recommendations for 3v3 tutorial? I'm in trouble finding a target to fight in Silver 4. Do you mean offensively or defensively, Curry? As in, you want to try and win offense rather than defense? And you're struggling to beat people. Offense. What I normally do is try to match up like a solid win condition. Like, I know, for example, when I'm looking in Hydra here, right? So I'm in gold 1. So I'm looking and I'm going, okay, right. So for me, I know I can win the speed race by bringing this. Okay. But it's risky because it's a 6-star polymorph. So there's a very strong possibility that I trigger polymorph with Calvalax. If you can be confident that you know you're fast, you can often find a speed defense and outspeed them, right? So this is going to be a speed race, so it's all about speed. So I can bring either my fast team or my other team. So I can do something like that, and I can do this, right? So when I'm playing this, I'll use Armands in Supersonic to fight against strong fast teams like this. This is perfect for Armands because look, boost, boost, boost. Now I can get a turn, I can jump in, I can steal all the turn meter, and I've won. So put Armands, like this build, up against these heavy buff teams. Because you can win that way. Use your Arbiter against their fast team if you can be confident that you can break their speed. If you're not confident you're fast enough, then bring go second team. Because the thing about speed teams are they're pretty easy to counter if you know all the parameters. A lot of the problems we have in live arena is we don't know the parameters. When you go into the fight, you're like, I don't know if they're going to be in stone skin, I don't know if they're going to be this. Whereas in offense, it's pretty easy to know the parameters because you can tell by the setup. Like if you see a Hefrak, you can assume it's going to be stone skin. So that means you're going second anyway. Like this. See, every single time this will be second. So what I will do here is I will throw lots of buff removals, okay? So like this. One attempt. Didn't get it. Okay, fine. Go again. This one. strip it here. I'm throwing lots of them out here, trying to get rid of the stone skin. I'm going to get unlucky, and it's going to trigger. That was just bad luck. Fortunately, I'm in polymorph, though, so I'm going to survive. I might survive. Oh, if I get a turn. No. So, when you see, like, a Heffrack, you know it's always going to have stone skin. And it's just a case of, like, matching up. Figuring out how your team beats their team and what beats your teams. So, like, here, for example, I'm confident that I will always win the speed race. So I can literally put this team up here because I know my Shuja is fast, right? It's 389. I'm going to be putting it up with a 33% aura. If you can find matchups where you can win the speed aura as well, that's important. 3% more speed could be the difference. It could be the absolute difference. What if Stone Skin Rules gets resisted? You're just screwed then, aren't you? That's a bit annoying. Okay, well, we'll get rid of that. Well, that was a bit unlucky. We're going to lose this one, it's fine. Oh, we're okay. No. That was just unlucky. The block damage procced on the wrong person. Okay, Commonus. Thanks for that. You'll also notice reactions very strong. Okay, Commonus, stop it. Okay, now we're going to get bombed. Fine. Well, that's kind of annoying, isn't it? Anyway. It's all great fun and games. Oh, this damn monkey. Okay, we're fine. Oof. That's the problem with Commodus bombs. You see how it wasn't quite enough damage to break a HP? They're good, but they're not crazy good. There's nowhere near a Gaius. Oh, this is going to be fun. Uh-oh. Block revive. Boom, boom. Lovely. So yeah, so when you're looking at offense, you're just looking at where's my confidence level? What do I know they're going to bring, right? Elva, Ultimate Death Knight, these are going to be double stone skin. So I know I need to bring something to beat that. And try to build some offense teams that you know can counter the meta that is on defense. It's far easier to beat offense than defense. Here, for example, this is going to be buff. It's going to be boost, boost, strip, nuke. So if I'm running stone skin, there's a very strong possibility I won't get nuked. So I can either try to outpace it, but a 6-star banner, probably going to lose that speed race. Or I can just try to tank it. Now, if you have Teox, this is very easy because I will always win the speed race. I will never not lose this speed race. Because it's too much Termia. Right? I could do this till I'm blue in the face. I will always win this race. Even at a 6-star banner, I will still win this race. Every time, see? Look how much difference it is. This was a 6-star Arbiter, fully maxed out banner. Didn't even get to it, like, 2 quarters. Because of that tin. That team's nuts. I would always put our mans into Ultimate Death Knight, because you can just get rid of Ultimate Death Knight really easily. So I would always put our mans into Ultimate Death Knight. Swift parry. Are you serious? Really? Are we playing this game? Oh my god. Okay. There we go. Sheesh. Yeah, Teox is wild. No stone skin here. Okay. So we'll speed down. We'll throw out some debuffs. Our man's has got feeble. This is great. Watch this. This is the perfect scenario for this team. Look how useless they are. Block passive, block active, seal, Enfeeble. They have no masteries. They have no passive effects. They have no active effects. They can't even strong hit. They're all going to weak hit. It's like these two champions, if they get into this condition, it's the most disgusting thing you've ever seen. There's nothing they can do. It's gross. It's just really hard to enable. Once I get a 5-star Carnage, he's going to be really strong. Carnage is probably, of all the champions in Raid, Carnage is the one that benefits the most from Blessing the most. Because he gets benefits from accuracy, he gets benefits from crit damage, attack, he gets the benefits from HP and defense because he's really squishy. And he also doubles it, right? So every accuracy goes into crit damage and it goes into his multiplier. So the gain that you get is incredible. You will not find probably going from 0 to 5-star is the biggest power curve in one champion gain you can have on a Blessing in the entirety of the game. It is incredible. It really is. What if the stone skin gets removed? I don't know what you mean. I don't know what the question is. What if the stone skin removal gets resisted? Well, you keep stone skin, right? That's what you mean. Yeah, so what you're asking, Akash, is to basically... So you saying you still want to put those variable sets on your main 6 pieces? Is that what you're asking, Akash? So you want to be able to just say, I don't want my ring, amulet, or banner to be a variable set, but I don't mind if my chest piece is a variable set. Or are you saying, I just don't want them? Right, yeah, I understand what you're asking for. Yes. It's funny, see, right? When I first implemented the system, I expected people to want what you've got, which is I want to be able to control what accessory sets I get from primary stats. But everyone wanted to just be able to say, I just want like 6 variable sets in any slots. So I undid that change. So it's always like, it's a classic example of trying to find a balance between every system. Like some things we will revert and then people go, actually, I kind of like that part of it. So I just need to find a way to basically allow you to exclude certain sets from accessories exclusively. That's what was lost when we went to the new system. So I understand. You're saying you want them even? They are trash. So that's essentially what you're asking for, Cash, right? You want to have a system that you can exclude variable sets from accessory slots only. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll add it into my backlog to see what I can do for you. I do see the value. Because sometimes you don't mind if you get variable sets in the top row, but you just don't want to use them in the bottom row. I get it. The workaround for now is basically figure out which accessory you want and then optimize. Like 9 times out of 10, you kind of know. Hey, look. We did another one of these. That's handy. Oh, look, it's more Majesty I can't claim. What are we going to do? Win 50 of these. Win campaign battles using 4 factions. Oh, I should have been doing that all along. That's a good thing there's another champion training coming up. What do we got here? Dungeon Divers. We'll finish that off with Dragon, I guess. Artifact Enhancement tomorrow. I think what I will do is I will probably pull a couple of champions out and just not summon a single Sacred. I think I'm going to save all my Sacreds for the Deck of Fates. So I think I might pull out Shayak. That'll give me 500. I'll be able to pull out Diana. That'll give me 350. So 500 plus 350. That'll give me 850. I'm gonna have to pull something else though. I am gonna have to pull something. Because you need a couple of epics really. I could just blast some ancients. Let's do Temple. It'll be 10 rares, but... Because Ancients are not valuable for Summon Rush. Yay! Not what you wanted. Just do another 10. Because Ancients are really not valuable for those events. If we just get 2 epics. Any epic! Thank you. That should cover the gap that I had. That should hopefully cover the gap. Yeah, Romantu is still really strong. Not for Clan Boss, no. Oh, that was awful. You don't need Ignore Defense for Clan Boss. 1 for luck. That was the wrong one. Not in a deck of Fate. They're very low value. Like, 1 Sacred will be more value than 20 Ancients. For sure. For sure that would be the case. Like, Voids I shouldn't pull. Primals are these. But what, like, 20 Ancients will be not more valuable. I think it's like 20 points or 30 points. So even if it's 30 points and I've just pulled 20, that's only going to give me 600. So it'll basically give me 1 Sacred. So it's not as much as you would think. So that's giving me what, 519? So 519 plus 500 plus 350. That's going to get me 1369. I can get the rest with mystery shards. So I think we pull out Shayak. Boom. 500 points there. Lovely. It's close to that. We'll get the rest then with the rest of the events. Which, you know, shouldn't be too difficult. Bright side, I can get some of these going. Curse City resets tomorrow, yeah. I got to like 96. I couldn't bother doing the rest. I will get my first chest node next month. I'll get my first Curse City chest next month. Should be fun. Wonder if YST did Amius. He was struggling with that one this month. Oh, nice 7. That's crazy. You have 28 Sacreds. I would wait for the deck event. Shay, I would wait for the deck event. For Summer Rush, what are Primals worth? They're normally about 250 to 300, right? Or 350? Something like that. I don't know off the top of my head. Primals normally are the better way to do deck events and path events these days. The most cost-effective way to buy your path is Primal Shards. I think we have a pretty good grasp who plays. I think we have a pretty good grasp of what the free-to-play community needs. You know, that's like, if you think about it, we released auto-selling of gear and auto-equipping of gear, and most of it was free. Was part of a free. We didn't even put it on a premium. Only some features went on a premium. And those are the things that free-to-play players will help, because managing inventory is always the hard part. And being able to, you know, we have things like the swap cost of silver on there, so free-to-play players know how much silver it's going to cost you before you swap. We've got saved builds on there now, so you can save your builds even without having to optimize them straight away. So we have a pretty good grasp, I think. We know what people need. But there's always going to be nuances with the way a system works that someone comes along and goes, yeah, this was great, but I would really like it if it was like slightly this way, or it would be really great if you added this feature. Like, a long requested thing that we've added now was filtering team suggestions for solo teams. You can do that now. So we have a pretty good idea. We kind of know what you need and what you want to get. So we get it. But there will always be things that I've overlooked, right? Because there'll even be things that I didn't even realize or didn't think about. It just happens. The brilliant thing about the tool is it's been built over the years by player request as much as anything else. Like, we have a vision for what the tool should do, and there will be some things that are just like a hard rejection from me because like I know what the tool should do and what it shouldn't do. But a lot of the tool's features were built by the community. There's actually one tool I need to release soon, which I think a lot of players will find useful. Certainly players who have a lot of these types of things. Certainly for someone like me, will find it a lot useful. That I'm working on at the moment, that I need to finish. Hopefully I'll finish it over the weekend. So that'll be a nice little new feature that we can add. Let's just do this and this. When you add in SAF AI to the tool, wow, it is there already, you know. Are we going to release some versions that optimize with Godforge? It's kind of a weird thing. Like, we want over at Fateless Godforge to be great for everyone. So we're not really looking to like almost like justify the existence of like our optimizer tool. What we will do within reason is make it more information available to players through the way that the game is made, right? We're not going to be so like, oh, you don't know basic information about this game, you know? But at the same time, there is an enjoyment to be had with discovering stuff in the game. A little bit of the problem that Raid has these days is everything's been kind of figured out. You don't get that joy of finding a new speed tune anymore because all the speed tunes have just been kind of figured out. Like this, or you can just one-shot everything. That's like, you know, look at the new event dungeon. Within like 10 minutes, people are like, yeah, I killed it in 30 seconds. It's a bit like very hard to solve that problem in Raid these days because Raid has kind of solved everything. But there is a bit of a joy when you play it. Like, how many of you remember playing like Final Fantasy for the first time? Like Final Fantasy 7 for the first time? Of course we're going to do that, Cash. Of course we are. Like, the game is being made by people who've played all these games, so don't worry. We're absolutely aware of what is good or not good in these games these days. But like, how many of you remember playing Final Fantasy 7 for the first time, right? And that first time experiencing, like, when you went and got the Knights of the Round Table, and when you did Chocobo racing for the first time, and when you found the new little hidden thing for like one of the hidden coves, and you bred your Chocobos, like, the first time you play that game is like one of the most exciting things for you to do. Imagine you play that game and everyone tells you how to play the game before you even start. It would kill your enjoyment. So whilst like guides and tools and things are really important, there's also a level of like, I want to learn to discover. That makes sense. Hey YST, I was just talking about you, YST. YST, did you get Amius done? Where's my trend team? Yeah, that was fun times. You haven't got Amius down. What is wrong with you, YST? Come on now. You don't need Morrigan. Chat, help YST. YST struggling with Amius because he doesn't have Morrigan. What should he do? What's the tips? What's the tips of the trade? Get good. That's not helpful, Short King. Come on now. Constructive help, not get good. Poor guy. Oh, I feel like I'm sorry, YST. I feel like I've caused you pain here. I've done you dirty, as they say. get good is construct. I don't think it's going to help him. Yeah, Morrigan is what YC doesn't have, and I do understand, like, the pain. The pain of not having it is rough. Man, how did it manage to respawn the 2 heads that are weak? It's kind of annoying. Anyway, we'll be fine. Go Annihilate. Someone do some quick math for me. How much damage do I need to be at 1.1 billion? Quick math, someone. 1.1 billion, how much damage do I need? Yeah, nightmare. It's nightmare difficulty. $275, thank you. My brain is not capable of doing math this time of night after this week. Nice. I just need A2 out. Intro is definitely available. A2. Give her a turn. She doesn't have those poisons, but it's fine. Nice. 275. It's like half past midnight. It's quite late. It's almost so better for a lure. Giant Slayer. This should do it. Boom. 275? Oh, not quite. Not quite. $200. Can you explain the reaction between temporal chains and Ruel passive? Between the two of them, or how they interact against enemies? Specifically. Rack is great for Hydra. So I don't know what temporal chains is doing, but whenever a decapitated head is in and you've got temporal chains, the game goes berserk. Something is happening when like something is triggering it or something. I'm not entirely sure because there's no buffs on the target. But if you have temporal chains and you've decapitated heads, you'll see the text. Now with Ruel, you will see the passive because Ruel actually will decrease the boss's stat. So he's not doing decreased speed in the sense of oh well it's just 300 mil. He's not doing decreased speed as in like a debuff. He's not decreasing turn meter. He's physically destroying the enemy stat like Newt would with defense or like Cruelty does with defense, which means that you can materially reduce the speed of a Hydra. And because Hydra's speed is much higher, Hydra speed is like what, 250, then Ruel is actually taking about 25 speed off the Hydra's heads. It's literally destroying the enemy's speed. Let's just do a quick hard key. Do. So that's how it's working, basically. Whenever you put Hex out with Ruel, he is effectively reducing the enemy speed by 10%. Like destroying the stats. Yeah, we're tanking this week, so I'm just getting my chest and then piecing out. It works like Cruelty, Akash. So when you destroy it, it's either when it respawns. I think it's when it respawns. The stat is restored. But it's also not a permanent destruction, right? In the sense that it's not like Cruelty where you destroy it, it stays. It's only when they have Hex. So when they have Hex, it decreases this stat. When they don't have Hex, the stat goes back up. So it's like a temporary measure. Normally with both Crushing Rend and Cruelty, they will reset when a head is when a head respawns. That's when the reset happens, because you will see the Crushing Rend text will change. Really? Yeah, your head's too big. It's a bit of a problem, isn't it? No, you're gonna get your head stuck. The cat's trying to get her head in this, and she literally almost got her head stuck. Hang on, let me find something for you. Yes, give me... You're gonna get your head stuck. It doesn't work. Yes, I'm trying to... Yeah, I need to find you some sort of bowl or something. Oh, here we go. It's a little bowl here, look. Cats, honestly. She's literally stuck her head in and when it got stuck and she was like, I don't know what to do now. And then lifted her head up and the cat almost, the bowl, the glass of water almost went everywhere. She's got a whole jug of water downstairs, but she's got to drink the human's water. Don't mind the broadcast. You just... Are you satisfied now? Are you satisfied? No, okay. You've run out now. You're gonna need to top up, aren't you? There you go. We'll top it up. There you go. Carry on. Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying that Freya's amazing to get. But what I'm trying to suggest is it's a guaranteed champion, right? So if you want a guaranteed champion, then you should be mindful of it. And she is a good champion. For a lot of players, having the opportunity to get someone as competent as she is at cleansing and supporting your team, it's valuable. You know, not everyone has a Valkyrie. Not everyone has a Brogni. Not everyone has these crazy shield champions. Right, that's it. No more. You're done now. There you go. You've made a mess. Go on. Yes. Where were we? Before the cat got her head stuck in a glass. What? What do you want? You're not helping. Come on, go away. Thank you. But yeah, she's a competent support, and for a lot of players, it's actually very difficult to get some of these champions that you don't have. Like, not everyone has Elva, not everyone has Brogni, not everyone has all these, like, you know, Valkyries, these great shielders. So it's basically a guaranteed opportunity for you to get something you might not have, and that's what I was trying to suggest. Is if you want the Freya, be very mindful about like what you're doing with your shards at the moment, because we know it's coming, right? They've told us it's coming, so be mindful. Look at that Ogryn Tribe speed HP, that's great. What are we getting here? I can't believe these chests are actually better. Ooh. Oh, it's beautiful. Ogryn Tribes is great protection for Gurtuk. I can't believe these chests are better than winning. It's crazy. Well, they were pretty trash. Our banner could be good. Right. Anyway, guys. It was a pleasure. Bit of a shorter stream today. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I will be back either Monday or Tuesday. I will let everyone know probably on Monday if I am permanently moving my schedule to Tuesday and Friday. I just want to see how my schedule is going to be next week, because I'm just a bit tired of getting to stream super late. I want to be more on time. I know today I was super late, but it was an exception to the rule, just because it was a very, very busy day. Cat. We're trying to end stream here, and you're for sure being a pain. So yeah, I will let everyone know on Monday. Keep an eye on the Discord. Thanks so much for everyone for hanging out. It's been fun. I will be going for the fusion. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, catch you later.